All right. So, how have you guys been doing this month?
It's
Not very
slow.
good.
It's been hard. Like, I think I've sent out one enrollment, like only one enrollment this month because people have just not been super responsive, it feels like. And I don't know. Uh,
I've been,
Go ahead.
I was just say I've talked to a handful of people, but again, like nobody's wanting an enrollment link or wanting to like respond in a timely manner. I've been trying to build like four different builders, but that's been a dead end. I'm just
Hey,
hoping I can sustain or at least get a couple builders to increase volume so I can earn the cruise.
well,
We're
I
gonna,
saw Tiffany's put a picture on social media, Amber.
I
So,
saw that. I saw that today when we were golfing. I'm like, oh my God, I hope because she's the one I've been working on for so long. Because Tiffany works with us, Kayla, and she's a mom of three, and they just built their house, and she Ubers like every freaking day just to make extra money to pay for stuff. And she's just such a good, genuine person. She'd be perfect for this, but her fear is she's not on social media. She doesn't have a big circle. She doesn't know how she can sustain. And so we've been meaning to like meet in person, but life has just been crazy. And I want to tell her, like, even if you just hit director and you have those 8 shoppers under you, that pays for your monthly order every
mhm.
single time. And then that's saving you money right there. Um, so even if she's not like making a huge amount with it, at least she's saving $100 every month, just
Yeah,
having a few shoppers under her.
yeah.
So I don't know. We just need to find time to connect. But she put a photo on Facebook today, which she hasn't done in years.
Yes.
So maybe that's a good sign.
That's a great sign. I almost texted you and I was like, oh, I know you were at golf. And obviously I texted you about some other stuff, but I was like, oh my gosh, Amber. Well, actually, my thought was that you guys had talked because I was like, you obviously persuaded her in some way. So, hey, give yourself credit for that. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. I'm in this really funky place because obviously like my mind is on the cruise and I want to secure that. I'm kind of bummed with how it's happened. But then I want everything to just happen organically and not be forced.
Mhm.
But life
so
is too crazy to,
we're gonna be able to try and just move some stuff around too. Like, you don't have to develop like another director to hit director three. Like, it's just volume, and the volume was
yeah,
because Lacey decided to make 40 something people disappear out of her org last month at the last part of the month that
yeah,
nobody had a clue about, So that, and it didn't help that there was backup orders and cancellations
yeah,
and between you um and Christina and stuff, but the majority of it, like, you had a quite a bit of people that we put into your org and stuff to hit director three just with that volume and stuff, and so when a bunch of that stuff disappears out of everybody's org, it it pulled Kelly's too, just so you know. So uh she didn't have, I think it was only like 20 something volume points or whatever below it,
oh,
but it pulled hers too because of Lacey doing that. So
that sucks.
we're at the end of the month when we can start shifting everything around and stuff and see more of what's going on with anything new that we have. Um, like, now it puts us in a really good position at least to be higher up under Lisa and Aaron, because now they can actually shift volume to us and stuff if they have volume that they can move. So, because before we were so far down in their organization and stuff that it would fall out for them to put something under us.
Right.
So, I am excited about that part at least, and I do think that both of them are very willing to spend extra time on us and try and help, I guess, teach us things that we might not have been taught because we were kind of sheltered in Lacey's org, and she wanted to do things the way she wanted to do them. Um,
Right.
we don't even really know what we missed out on because you don't know what you don't know. You're just going with the flow, you know. So, but we're gonna make as best of an effort as we possibly can. And Travis has said too that Melaleuca is trying their best to like figure out what's all going on with things and that they've got our backs and they're trying to make things right or whatever. And I don't know exactly what that means. They didn't like guarantee that anybody that was affected by the volume, like that it's just going to be okay type thing, but they're going to try their best to help us out at the end of the month with whatever we need to do. So, try not to stress about it. I know that it's been a shitty month for all of us with, just getting new enrollments for some reason, you know. But we can pay to move volume and stuff like that if we need to. So we'll do what we have to do to make sure that you get that status back if there's any way possible. So, and you're only like 200, I think it was like 200 and something. So it's not like we're needing a crazy amount. Worst case scenario, I can go through and put some of my people that order higher amounts or whatever on there, you know. So
Yeah, we
that
still have half a month.
Oh, sorry.
what was that?
Go ahead, Amber.
I was just saying we still have half a month, so I'm hopeful. I'm working on some people and just trying to stay positive.
Is
Good.
that what ended up happening with you and Kelly losing all those points, Kayla?
Yep. Her D3 got bumped down to a D2 by 22 points, Linz.
Oh
And so because of that, we both lost the 3 points for her going D3, which we'll get back. It'll be fine and stuff. But that was what that was all about, was all the points dropping. But yeah, I was going through and she didn't know that her rank had dropped down to the D2 until I went through her business report because it was the first one I looked at, and I'm like, oh, what? And yeah, the thing is now, for this month I have to go through and we'll check all of the personal volume, which we always check every month or whatever, but now we have to check organizational volume. So the way the organizational volume works is if there's anybody from anyone else's organization, like Crystal has people in there, or I have people in there, or like Lindsay has people in there, you know, I have to check from every single person by name of order. So then you count them out manually, for every single person. And when you do that, because of like Lacey's stuff, we might have to call business development and see if they're even going to allow us to get the information for anybody that hasn't canceled. So and because Lacey and Michelle got locked out of their Melaleuca stuff because of the way that they're going about things, like there's a lot to it right now. And so I don't know, I don't want to count anybody in Lacey's org that's in anybody's org as a person this month, not even as 35 point minimum, even if it shows that it is, because at the end of the month or whatever, you can't see it unless you ask them, you know. So whenever I go to count organizational volume for somebody, like when I did it for Frances last month, she had like 5 people of Lacey's in her org and stuff. And so I actually just reached out to Lacey, and all those people except for 2, I think, ordered, you know, and so she gave me the points that they ordered and stuff. No problem. Never said a word about anything. But so yeah, it's just one of those things when we have other people in other organizations and stuff. That's why when we put somebody in there, I don't want anybody moving. I'm like, I don't want Crystal to move something if she puts something in our org, if we're counting on that, or if I put it into your guys' org, I don't want to move it around unless we like double check points or whatever. And so that's where kind of like the too many cooks in the kitchen thing comes in, if that makes more sense to everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
because I don't want somebody to ever be like playing with it, like, oh, I'd rather have this person here, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, I accidentally yanked Christina's like status or whatever because I moved this person over here, and it's like, oh, 20 something points or whatever, and they missed their status. So, and I'd even put people into like Kelly's organization because I was helping with the volume for like Francis's D2 and stuff, so there was still just enough between the lower amount of volume, like personal volume and stuff like that. Just, I guess that in these type of businesses, the summer months are usually slower because everybody's focusing on like vacations and things like that. They don't really care as much about these things. And they don't order as much. So even people that are very consistent with ordering and everything tend not to order as much as they would throughout the rest of the year, pretty much. So that's just what they told me statistically, I guess, that it's kind of like and pretty slow in the summer months. So knowing that for next year, kind of trying to sandbag a little bit maybe, or like just putting in some extra effort or whatever late spring to kind of carry us over a little bit more with potentials and stuff might be helpful. But we learn every day.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, I figured I would get caught up on all that kind of went down, but that's good to know that that's where that came from. All in all, though, for me, I actually have 5 enrollments. They ain't doing shit. So I guess it's the same as not getting any enrollments. I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and reminding them of the dollar ending. I have 3 borrow bags out. I'm not sure what's happening with those. And I also, I have a gal that signed up under me 2 months ago. She signed her first shopper this week, and really excited for that. But I don't have an Amber yet. I don't have another Amber. I've got an Amber that has 2, and then I've got Mickey who has 1, and they're just slow pacing it, which is fine. But so I know I'm off my pace setter this month if I don't, which is fine. I don't really care, I guess, at that point. But I'm kind of like where everybody else is. It's that energy of warm new reach outs. I've really only done 3 this month because I've just been trying to engage my current shopper list, hoping for referrals, not hoping, like working for referrals and trying to get these 5 enrollments. And I know that's not really how you're supposed to do it. Like, you shouldn't be like, I remember Stacy saying in one of her Zooms, like, if you say, oh, I'm working on the people I've got and they're not moving, you need to be working on other people. And it's like, it's this balance of, like Amber said, just trying to let it organically happen, but also like remembering how we had to get to where we are. We had to reach out. Like, we do have to work for it. And that's why I put that quote in there the other day. It really resonated with me in the chat. Like, you can't stop, like, no matter where you're at in the journey or where your slump is. And I'll drop a podcast in here. I thought it was pretty good. It was talking about just some tips to kind of get you out if you are in like a kind of a business slump or just a slump in general. And there was like 3 tips of things to do. So I don't know if anyone finds value in it. It was important for me to hear that, but it's nice to know we're all kind of in the same boat for the most part.
And we're not sinking yet. We're all fine. It's just one of the spots where we don't have enough wind in our sails right this second, I guess. I don't know. I'd appreciate it if you dropped that podcast, Lindsay. I think that it's nice to hear different perspectives from people sometimes and stuff. And really, Chelsea, can you quit? Go on. Chelsea's sitting here putting notes on my desk and going back and forth about things while I'm trying to pay attention to you guys. But I think that us just doing it as organically as possible, like we have all said before, in the long run, it pays off because you're going to have people that truly care about this for the right reasons. And sometimes it's going to be slow. And the thing is we've all got jobs. This isn't our main income and stuff. We can't expect it to be something that pays us a full-time salary all the time, you know, but eventually at some point it might be.
Yep.
And
I
I'm
want to be.
whatever. Yeah. I was going to ask you guys, is there anything when you guys put things in your borrow bag that you feel like has been more impactful than other stuff? Like I know I always put the cleaners in there and I give people some samples, but I don't know if there's anything like super impactful other than I feel like the laundry stuff is something that's been people get really excited to try like a load of laundry with our stuff.
I've never even put that in a borrow bag.
So I do like those little baggies that you can seal lens, and I put like one pump of the laundry soap, and then I put one Melibrite tab in those, and then I put one dryer sheet in them. And it seems like everybody loves that. Like that they have like a whole load of laundry start to finish that they can try out with our stuff. And unless they tell me that they want scented stuff, I always just use the unscented version of everything. But that I figured if you guys have something like that that works well for you, then I want to steal it.
I'm not answering that question because I'm really bad about borrow bags, but I want to be better. And can we post on our social page like, hey, anybody interested in trying free samples, get a hold of me? Like I know it's a call to action, but it's not a call to action to like enroll or buy anything.
I think the way that we have to say it is more like, does anybody want to try this? Or
yeah,
like you could say, like my borrow bag just got back. I'm gonna load it up and
who's ready to try it out?
Yeah, like does anybody want to be next on my list or something like that, you know, and not say something to the effect of like private message me if you want to try this or if you want to make money from home or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I gained 3 shoppers within 2 weeks of doing that borrow bag Instagram stories, Amber. I actually did a put together, like I said, oh, I got my borrow bag, and then I showed me refilling it. I showed what I put in it, and I said, I've got a bag ready to go. And I think I winked in the video because we were kind of talking about that. No joke. I had so many people that wanted to borrow it. I ended up getting 2 more bag stuff ready. I bought from Melaleuca. It shipped within like 3 days of that. And I got 2 more bags out and all 3 of them became shoppers. So I thought that was kind of fun. You could do a live with that, or, you know, that way I think that they're seeing you do it. I don't know what was so successful about that other than, and it was on a whim. I was actually just talking to a friend about that today. It seems like the things you don't plan to do seem to be the most successful. Like the things that I plan out to do or a video I plan to do, but I just happen to be like, oh, I'm stocking this up. And it must have just been the way that they saw it. And finally, you know, that's when Chelsea was like, oh, I finally need to get my hands on this. How do I? And it was like, whoa, what did I do differently that I hadn't done before?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's what I did. And I didn't actually call out anything. I just said, I've got a bag ready to go.
Well, one of the things I've done too is, oh, sorry, go ahead, Amber.
No, I was just saying maybe I'll try that.
One of the things I've done too is like, hey, do I know anybody that owns a cleaning business? And people will like, I do, or my friend does, or whatever, you know, and tag people in there. And then I've asked them like, hey, do you ever get like clients asking for non-toxic cleaners in their homes and stuff, you know? And I have not had one person say no. You know, like there's always somebody looking for non-toxic cleaners and stuff. And I'll say like, hey, do you want to try my non-toxic cleaners from Melaleuca for free and just give me a review and tell me how you think they hold up to like your normal cleaners? And there has only been one cleaning company, which actually told me today that they were going to stick with their stuff for right now because they don't want to deal with switching things over yet. But they've had my borrow bag for 2 weeks. So that was a letdown. And I never usually let people have it for more than like 3 or 4 days maximum. Like it's usually like 2 or 3, but they kept keeping it. And so I got a no today, or not right now, I guess. But
That just gave me a good idea. I remember you talking about I can't think of her name now, who tried it, but she didn't like the scents.
Haley?
She didn't, yeah, Haley. And then she ended up posting for you on social, but didn't she end up becoming a shopper?
Yeah, like 3 months later.
So have you guys ever done, I've been teetering on an idea of doing like a review shout out, like of my current shopper base. And if all of them shared a product they love, because they're not marketing executives, they can share as much as they want. But for everybody that does that, like doing a contest, like I will pull 3 winners and they win like a product or something. Like, have any of you ever done like,
Francis, I freaking love that idea.
because when Haley did that for you, Kayla, didn't she tag your name? She
Yeah.
tagged your name. And
I
then people, that post was popular.
Yeah, I got a shopper in Iowa out of that.
Yes.
She's still been shopping, and I sent her some samples and stuff to Iowa, and she loved them. And she's like, I have so many dogs in my house that I can literally spend my amount of points or whatever just on cleaners every month and stuff. So she's like, I'm just now starting to try some of the other things. And I'm like, that works. You do.
Now, how exactly did you do that? Again, tell me again how you did. What did you do? One of you guys, Kayla, what?
I just let a gal use my borrow bag and had her do a review for me and stuff. And so I said she can do the review however she wants to. So it could either be like they write something down or they send you a message on Facebook, or I usually put like a little feedback page that they could just handwrite it if they wanted to as they were using things. And then that way they're giving me permission to utilize their review for if I decide to post it on Facebook or something like that, you know? So that's how I'm getting something out of giving them the borrow bag. And it seems like people like that transactional almost experience out of it. So they don't feel like I'm being shady. Like, why is she letting me like use her stuff or whatever? I'm like, I'm letting you use it because I want you to give me a review. So
Vicky, what was even more powerful in what I was thinking for our current shopper base is this borrow bag, who's now this gal that borrowed it, who's now a shopper of Kayla's, posted on her personal page in her feed and tagged Kayla. So I'm going to encourage my shopper group to all do that. If they do it one time and tag me like their favorite product, something that they love about Shop Club or a product they use, and if they tag me, I was thinking about entering them all in to win and picking 3 winners that will win like a product that I choose or something. That's what I was thinking.
Was that you, Lindsay, that said it? I thought it was Francis that said it. That's what I was saying. I love that.
Yeah, but I'm knocking it off of Kayla's shopper because I didn't know if that was planned or if she just did that on her own, but that was genius. But I love how you tie in feedback to your borrow bag. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, I have a little feedback page that I stick in there and ask them to either write it down or send me a message or whatever. I kind of moved to that because people almost are skeptical sometimes of like, why are you letting me try this stuff? You know, and it's like, if you don't know them, you know, which it is almost kind of weird sometimes when you're giving your bag away to somebody you don't know, like, are you going to give this back to me? Like, am I going to have to hunt you down? You know, but if they know that the reason why they're getting it is because they're pretty much like, they're a product tester almost. That's different.
Yeah. Can you drop what form, like that form that you put in your bag?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yesterday, I have a friend down the road here, and I've been kind of trying to work on her and her husband. And I just got a hold of her a little bit ago because let me tell you what I did. I don't have the what do you call it? The little things, the little bags that you use with the curling iron or straightener and all that. I just ordered them. But anyhow, and I didn't have any bottles. I didn't have anything to put laundry soap in. So what I did is I saved. I always have two, at least two, of like the Walmart pill bottles. So I texted her tonight and I said, hey, I hope you weren't shocked when you got your soap and your, because I sent the scent booster too. Hope you weren't shocked when you got those in pill bottles. And she texted me back. She hasn't used it yet, but I took her this big giant, I mean, a little bit of everything I had, just because she's one of those ones that's very big and popular in our community. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, she said tomorrow's the day she's going to start trying the products, you know, that I sent down to her. But yeah, I just needed to share that I felt really stupid because all I had was the pill bottles. But she laughed at me and said, that's fine. I washed them out first, okay? But I took her a big old basket full of everything I had.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I have to give you kudos, Vicky,
I
too.
want that. I want
Oh.
that form too, Kayla.
I was just gonna give you kudos, Vicky, for sharing about your Facebook chat group. That has been super successful and fun for me to stay connected to all of the shoppers that I have. I really appreciate you sharing that on our call because it's been awesome.
Your group chat, you mean?
Yeah.
Awesome, baby. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, my girls are all lollygagging right now and I'm getting nervous. I've got 5 out of 14 who've ordered. And Lindsay, I'm bad too, because I spend so much time working on my girls, trying to get them to order just so I can hold my position that I have. Plus I'm going through a lot of stuff right now. And I told Kayla I wasn't going to talk tonight, but here I am. But yeah, so I'm struggling and I'm just trying to hold on. And it's not that I'm in all those groups now with Stacy and Lisa, and it's not that I'm not doing the work. I mean, I did a lot of it on, was this today, Monday, Sunday, I guess, or Saturday, whatever day it was. I did all kinds of work and I felt very productive, but then I lollygagged. Like today, I haven't done anything to post on their group chats. I've just decided to do my own thing over here because I can't keep up with all that. I can't. It just drives me insane. And but anyhow, so my hope is to get back into the groove. I sit in my house too much. I went to the post office today and just getting outside, even though it was hotter than hell, I felt better. But just watching, you know, sitting here with my mom all day, every day is making me insane. And I'm lollygagging and not doing what I need to be doing around here. And I've let everything go to shit. And that's just me. That's just how I get, you know. So anyhow, I don't know where I'm going with all this other than the fact that, yeah, I'm having a rough time, but I'm hanging in. That's it. That's it.
Doing a good job, Vicky.
I'm trying, you guys. I really am trying. It's not because I'm not trying. I'm just not. And the only way I know to put it is I'm not a big baller, and I probably will never be. Not, at least not right now. There's too much going on around me that I just, you know, if I can keep my girls, I'm happy at this moment. And if I get a couple new ones this month, I'll be excited. But so far, nothing. I'm hoping for the one down the street at least. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know where Mary is tonight.
I don't know.
But
She didn't message.
she probably forgot. She probably forgot.
Well, just like we always say, Vicky, your best changes every single day. So you can't.
Right. And hopefully tomorrow's a better day again, you know? I feel like some weight has been lifted off of me, but at the same time, I feel like I'm stagnant because of it. I feel like I'm right at the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting all over again. And, cause I have I don't know. I wish I was smart like you, Kayla. I really do. I know I'm smart. That's not what I mean. I wish I had the savvy that you have. Okay. I don't have that savvy. I mean, I'm a freaking recovering dope fiend, you know, so
Hey,
I've
you're
spent,
way more than that, so don't try to
Mhm.
label yourself that way, okay?
okay.
You
I'm looking
talk
forward
about my
to,
friend like that, Vicky.
that's Stacy says that to me all the time.
Before.
I'm going to come over there and kick your ass if you talk about my friend like that again.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Well,
really
we're all
looking
gonna
forward
give
to
each other
advance.
big hugs at Advance. We're gonna get rejuvenated at Advance, but we don't have to wait for Advance. Like Kayla said, like our best changes, and it's day to day, and find something, even if it's a small win, like Amber's potential builder showing up on social media. Sometimes
Absolutely.
we overlook the small wins when really those are the things that we should be focusing on more and cheerleading on. And you know, it's sometimes it's like,
I hate being Debbie Downer, dude.
you're not. But if you can't be open and safe to speak how you feel in this group, where are you safe to do it? And it's okay if you're having a down day, a down month, a down whatever, like, but that's what's great. That's what I love about this group. One of us could be down and the other one could be, somebody else could be up, and then we can balance each other out. And
True. That's true. That's true.
All learn from each other. So when one of us
I got my butt kicked last month. I got 4 new customers and 3 freaking bailed on me of my other ones. So it's like, what the heck? I'm stuck at 14. That's all I got. And I still can't get a builder worth a poop. Anybody that wants to do it. I think my mom's ringing her bell. She's driving me insane today.
oh,
I'm gonna shut my mic off for a minute, you guys.
That's okay. In like 2.5 minutes, our stuff's gonna kick us off, just so you guys know. So it's not me just shutting it down if it goes off and I didn't pay attention.
um,
How are you, Francis? I saw your pretty toenails.
My toenails? When did you see my toenails?
You pointed your camera down and I got to see your pretty toenails for a second.
Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, how embarrassing. Oh, that's all good. Oh gosh. Okay.
Do not be embarrassed, Francis. I love pretty toenails. Mine are always black, if you must know. I hate mine every time I walk in, they go, black again? I go, yep, that's the way I want them.
oh my gosh.
Oh. Well, I'm good. It's all good.
Oh my gosh.
Does anybody know really quick? Somebody's asking me, do loyalty dollars expire? I know earning them after the 5 months, you don't earn, but do they expire?
There's a thing that says something about loyalty dollars about to expire on there, but I've never seen somebody that had one that said it was going to expire. So I think that there is a time, but I think it's pretty long distance, I guess, before they could expire. So if somebody held them for like a year or something, maybe, but I haven't ever asked when that is, just because if you go into the Learn to Earn Center, there's just down at that spot, it says like loyalty dollars set to expire or something like that. So I've seen that, but I've never seen anybody that had that amount in there or had.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is what I know. Loyalty dollars, as far as Learn and Earn, they never expire. What you're seeing is loyalty dollars to expire. That's your shipping part of it.
Oh,
Because your shipping dollars, I believe it's after 60 days. It might be 90. I'm pretty sure I called and asked customer support because I needed to know. So if I'm not wrong, when you're seeing that loyalty dollars to expire, they're talking about your shipping part of it. So if you have dollars in there, the only thing that's going to expire are the shipping ones. I could be totally wrong, so somebody call and find out, but I think that's